Welcome back. I'm Jacinta. This is my vlog, Reinventing Me, and today's vlog is 5 decisions that I've made that have changed my life. It's really the stories behind those decisions, how they've impacted me, and how they've led me to where I am now, where I need reinventing. So stick with me. I've made some notes today and we're going to jump right into it. So we'll start with number 1. Decision 1. Now we're starting chronologically, but it also was the most important decision I ever made in my life. And that was joining the army, straight out of school, fresh 17-year-old from a small town in the bottom of South Australia, and no knowledge whatsoever of the big wide world. It changed my life. It gave me confidence. It taught me about teamwork. It taught me to depend on myself as well as to be able to depend on others. It taught me discipline. It taught me values. It taught me morals. It taught me things that I still draw on every single day of my life. And I think I always will. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The only thing is, I don't think I ever stayed in long enough. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Alrighty. Decision number 2. Decision number 2. And I don't really know that it was actually a decision as such, but it's certainly something that I've never wanted. I don't remember a time in my life where I ever did want children. I do remember my parents always saying, you'll change your mind when you get older, things will change, you'll want your own. And I never did. I always thought of myself as selfish because I wanted my life to be about me, not about somebody else. I wasn't even the babysitting kind, you know. I like kids are great, but at the end of the day, I don't want them for myself, and I never did. So I think the impact of that was more on other people than on myself. You know, my parents were like, oh, we're never going to have grandkids, and partners, some of them had said, you know, oh, that might affect us down the track, even though I was honest and upfront at the beginning. But the lesson I learned from that was it's a decision that was in my gut. It was a gut instinct. I've stuck with it, and I know that that's been the right decision for me. That leads us to decision number 3. Decision 3 was further study, deciding to give up full-time work. I had a really good job at council, and I was approaching my almost pro rata for long service, and I decided that I couldn't see a future there in what I was doing, and they weren't going to promote me anywhere unless I had any qualifications, so I was going to go and get some. And it was a toss-up between librarian and graphic design, and I went with graphic design. Took 12 months off, and I loved it. I did fantastically well in all of my subjects. I got honours, distinctions and high distinctions for every subject, and left there again with so much confidence in my future and myself. And I'd never seen myself as an academic, but suddenly, because I was interested in something, I did well and I excelled at it, and I landed another job that sort of steered me on another path, and the impact of that took me to another state again. So anyway, that leads me now to decision number 4. Decision number 4. Now, decision number 4 is a decision that I've made a couple of times in my life. The same decision, and I've regretted it both times. And that is letting someone else take care of my finances or be in charge of my finances. Trusting that they're going to make decisions that is for both of your future, and that you're both going to come out of it with benefits in the long term. And then when the relationship ends, actually having to walk away with nothing and start all over again. And that's decision number 4. And that's a decision I will never make again from now on. It's me who makes my financial decisions. It's me who is in charge of saving for my financial future. And it's only me to blame for anything from here on in. So although that's put me back at square one at an age where I'd much prefer not to be, it is what it is and I can move forward. So decision number 4 is one, like I said, handing my finances over to somebody else. I'll never do it again. And that leads me to my final decision for today, which is decision number 5. Decision number 5, and it's the one that brings us to where we're at right now, why I started the vlog. I realised I was at a point in my life where I was pretty low. I had lost my job, I'd lost my sister, my finances were terrible. I was just in a really low point and I needed to do something to move on. And I did. I gave up smoking, I got myself a new job, and then early this year I started this vlog. And I really do feel like I've made a fresh start. I haven't gained huge strides, but I've gained in places that's made me very happy. And I can see progress. And hopefully you can see some of this progress being made with me. And hopefully I'll continue to keep you engaged with my content. I'd really like to hear feedback from you. What sort of decisions have you guys made? And what sort of impacts have they had? They can be tiny little decisions that can have huge impact. These are only 5 of the decisions that I'm talking about today. I've had many, many more that have shaped my life, and I'm sure I'll share them with you in the future. But I just wanted to share 5 of those that points me to where I am now, and hopefully let you get to know me a little bit more. Thanks for putting up with all the ums and the ahs, and hopefully I can edit this together into some sort of semblance of order. And I'll see you again next time. Please like and subscribe, and ciao for now. Thank you.